Good afternoon, all the participants. Mitali ma'am, can you hear me?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am. So I think we should now start.
Sure.
It's really my privilege to invite you once again in our Aryavata Sahodya's 27th training. And today's topic is developing a learning culture. I hope, like earlier as usual, we are going to be benefited a lot with your insights onto this topic. So requesting you to please start.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'll just share my screen and check once, sir. No?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I hope it is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Go for slideshow.
And I request for F7.
Yes, sir.
It's okay now, ma'am. It's in the large scale.
Okay, is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, friends, good evening once again. Welcome to this session, which is on developing a learning culture. You know, it just clicked me that जब हमारे यहाँ किसी लड़की की शादी होती है, मैं भी खुद एक औरत हूँ तो मैंने रिलेट किया, और जब हम नए नए ससुराल जाते हैं, then what happens is anything wrong that we do, anything that doesn't suit the in-laws style, बहुत बार आई हैव बीन लकी, मुझे नहीं शायद सुनना पड़ा, या शायद मेरी सासू माँ दिल ही दिल में बोलती थी, जुबान पे नहीं लाती थी, आई डोंट नो। और बहुत लोग ऐसे होते हैं, या फिल्मों में भी हम देखते हैं, सीरियल्स में हम देखते हैं, वो कहते हैं इनके इसके घर का तो कल्चर ही ऐसा है, इसलिए ये ऐसी है, इसलिए इसने ऐसा काम किया। जाने अनजाने हम टीचर्स भी बहुत समय ऐसा कहते हैं, मैम इसके तो दिस फैमिली कल्चर इज लाइक दिस, दैट इज व्हाई द चाइल्ड बिहेव्स लाइक दिस। Am I right? ऐसा होता है क्या? I know we may not be very correct many a times, or most of the time passing such a remark may not be right or justified, but still we do it. कहीं ना कहीं हमारे कॉन्शियस या हमारे सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में ये चलता है कि we are what our culture has taught us. हमारे कल्चर में है, हमने बचपन से देखा है मम्मी को कि वो पूजा करती हैं, तो हम भी पूजा करते हैं, पूजा करते हैं आज भी। हमने बचपन से देखा है दिवाली में इतने दिए जलते हैं, तो हम भी जलाते हैं। हमने बचपन से देखा कि हमारे रिलीजन में 1 2 3 4 5 चीजें होती हैं, तो हम भी करते हैं। मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम फ्रेंड्स, आप उस समय से उस काम को करते हैं जब आपको ये पता भी नहीं है कि व्हाई यू आर डूइंग इट। You remember what you understand, no, what I'm trying to say? आप याद करने की कोशिश कीजिए, just try to remember कि आपने सबसे पहली बार पूजा कब की थी, या पूजा पे बैठे कब थे। क्या तब आपको एक्चुअली समझ में आता था पूजा का मतलब क्या है, या हवन का मतलब क्या है, या जो चीजें आपके पेरेंट्स करते हैं उसका मतलब क्या है? We were just imitating. We were imitating because it was happening at home. So sometimes we imitate very good things also, and sometimes unfortunately we don't imitate only the good things. We also imitate something that we should not have imitated. But then why do we imitate? क्योंकि वो है हमारे आसपास है, या तो हमारे घर में हो रहा है, or it's happening in the school, or it's happening in my job place. So we start imitating those things, and they become a part of our habit also, maybe if it is done for a long period of time. So actually ऐसा ही कुछ स्कूल के लर्निंग कल्चर के साथ भी है। इफ यू डू नॉट मेंटेन अ लर्निंग कल्चर इन योर स्कूल, और मेंटेनेंस की बात तो तब आती है व्हेन यू स्टार्ट डेवलपिंग। So if you do not develop a learning culture in the school, and if you do not maintain a learning culture of your school, and if you do not modify the learning culture of your school as per the needs and demands of time, then you will find that there is actually no learning culture in the school. Things are happening maybe because you are there. You are a very good biology teacher of class 11 maybe. जब तक आप हैं, बच्चे सेल्फ स्टडी करते हैं, बच्चे असाइनमेंट्स पूरे करते हैं, बच्चे वर्कशीट्स करते हैं, बच्चे एग्जाम में प्रेजेंट होते हैं. लेकिन वो क्यों है? क्योंकि जब तक आप हैं. लेकिन अगर आपने एक सिस्टम डेवलप कर दिया, अगर आपने एक कल्चर डेवलप कर दिया स्कूल में, then you know what will happen, that it will continue to happen even when you are not there. It will continue to happen. Okay, are you understanding? So developing that learning culture in the school is very 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 important. लेकिन ये डेवलपमेंट जो है ऑफ लर्निंग कल्चर, ये इतना आसान नहीं. इट्स नॉट दैट इजी. It's not like developing a very good uniform culture in the school. Like आपके स्कूल में सारे बच्चे बहुत अच्छे यूनिफॉर्म पहनते हैं, सारे बच्चे आई कार्ड लगाते हैं, सारे बच्चे क्या कहूँ, नेल्स उनकी ट्रिम्ड होती हैं, हेयर प्रॉपरली ग्रूम्ड होता है as you want. It's not that easy. Doing this is much more easy because they are the physical components. आपको दिखता है, नाखून बड़े हैं, it's visible. So you can ask the child, "Beta, please trim your nails." अब बाल अनग्रूम्ड है, यू अंडरस्टैंड, इट इज विजिबल. आप बच्चे को कह सकते हैं, बेटा अपने बाल ऐसे नहीं करो, ऐसे काटो, 2 चोटी बनाओ, 1 चोटी बनाओ, व्हाटएवर. ठीक है, तो ये बहुत आसान चीजें हैं. क्लासरूम में टीचर समय पर पहुंच रहा है, ये आसान है क्योंकि ये फिजिकली विजिबली आपको दिखता है. बट लर्निंग कल्चर दिखता है, उसके इफेक्ट्स दिखते हैं, लेकिन कल्चर नहीं दिखता. Effects of the culture are visible, but culture is something that you have to develop with a proper understanding. सबसे पहले the teachers, the principal, the staff members, all stakeholders of the school have to understand कि हम अपनी स्कूल को किस दिशा में ले जाना चाहते हैं, and then you develop that culture. For example, since I am working in an English medium school which is following a very very tight corporate norms. So हमारे स्कूल में ऐसा होता है that if you're being awarded for something, for example, every day in the assembly, some child are getting a certificate, some child is getting maybe a prize or a badge or whatever, or maybe just a loud round of applause. So when these children come up on the stage, what I basically do is I don't let them touch the feet. I congratulate the child, give him or her whatever I wish to, the certificate or the badge or the award, whatever. And then we do a handshake. So, I teach my children that since I am elder than you, you should offer your hand for a handshake, and then I will also continue it, follow it. So, हम अपने स्कूल में जो ये हैंडशेकिंग का सिस्टम कर रहे हैं, इससे क्या हो रहा है? अब आपको समझना होगा, हैंडशेक एक सिंपल फिजिकल एक्टिविटी है, ठीक है, लेकिन उस हैंडशेक की वजह से what 1 2 3 4 5 things are developing that you have to understand. Number 1, the child is becoming confident. क्योंकि आप किसी का हैंडशेक करते हैं, you understand that person is a confident person, or that person is nervous, or that person is shaky. आपको समझ में आता है. Or that person does not want to do a handshake with you. उसकी पर्सनालिटी के बारे में आपको समझ में आता है. Then when you do a handshake, then what are you teaching the child? That, we both are at par with each other. आपको झुककर पैर छूकर आशीर्वाद देने की जरूरत नहीं. आपने बहुत अच्छा काम किया, so you deserve a handshake. So you are just, telling the child that, see, both of us are at par. You have done a good thing and I am here. With both of us handshaking each other. आप कब हैंडशेक करते हो किसी के साथ? जब डेफिनेटली आप उसकी तरफ एक कदम बढ़ाते हो. फिर तीसरी चीज, बहुत लोग ऐसा कहते हैं कि मैम जब हैंडशेक होता है तो हम अपने इंडियन कल्चर से थोड़े दूर हो जाते हैं. वी आर मोर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स अ फॉरेन कल्चर. मे बी दिस इज आल्सो ट्रू टू अ लार्ज एक्सटेंट. तो आपको ये सोचना है कि एक सिंपल हैंडशेक की वजह से मेरे स्कूल की ये चीजें इन्फ्लुएंस हुई. तो ये हो रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ अ फिजिकल एक्टिविटी. द लर्निंग कल्चर इन द स्कूल इज डेवलपिंग इन अ पर्टिकुलर वे. कोई कह रहा है कि हम इंडियन कल्चर से दूर जा रहे हैं, कोई कह रहा है हम बच्चों में कॉन्फिडेंस डेवलप कर रहे हैं, कोई कह रहा है हम बच्चों को एट पार समझ रहे हैं, कोई कह रहा है हम बच्चों के हेजिटेशन दूर कर रहे हैं. So many ideas from so many people. So one activity that you do It redefines the culture of your school. For example, if in your school आपने एक नियम बनाया है कि भैया देखो जब भी when you leave the classroom you have to switch off the lights and fans, that is mandatory. So what learning culture are you developing in the school? You are developing a learning culture that there is no planet B, there is only one planet. You have to be environment friendly, you have to develop sustainable development की तरफ आप बच्चों को बढ़ा रहे हैं. आप बच्चों को समझा रहे हैं कि एनर्जी कंजर्वेशन कैसे होगा. एनर्जी दैट इज कंजर्व्ड इज एनर्जी दैट इज प्रोड्यूस्ड. तो एक छोटी सी एक्टिविटी, एक छोटा सा स्टेप is pushing your students towards so much of learning, and gradually you are developing the learning culture of your school. Then maybe after a year, 2 years, 5 years, when the students continuously do this, you can proudly say, see, in my school we follow sustainable development goals. And one example of that is that whenever my children are not around, the fans and lights are switched off. You will not find any fan, any light on in a classroom where the students are not there or the teacher is not there. So are you understanding what I'm trying to say? That you, step by step, as a teacher, you have to develop a sound learning culture in your school. And learning culture does not mean that you have to tell the students to read 10 books, mug up the answers, get 90% marks. That is not learning culture. That is your literacy level of the students. That is your marks oriented teaching. That's something absolutely different. We are just not touching that today. That is actually beyond the topic today. So our topic is कि मैं एज अ टीचर, मैं एक छोटा सा सिंपल सा टीचर हूँ जो मैं भी नर्सरी पढ़ाता हूँ या जो पीआरटी पढ़ाता हूँ, जो टीजीटी हूँ, जो पीजीटी हूँ. मैं एज अ टीचर अपने स्कूल में अपने बच्चों को एक लर्निंग कल्चर की तरफ कैसे पुश कर सकता हूँ, कैसे मूव कर सकता हूँ या मूव कर सकती हूँ. और वो लर्निंग कल्चर क्या होगा? दैट लर्निंग कल्चर हैज टू बी प्लान. आई थिंक मेनी ऑफ यू हैव डन सेशंस ऑन विजन ऑफ द स्कूल. अगर आपने विजन ऑफ द स्कूल पे कोई सेशन किया है तो लर्निंग कल्चर हमारे स्कूल का बहुत हद तक हमारे विजन से प्रभावित होता है. That is, for example, suppose the learning culture of my school is that we develop 21st century learners. तो अब 21st century skills क्या क्या है? ABCDEFGHIJ जो भी है, डिजिटल लिटरेसी, इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स एक्सेट्रा. तो यानी मैं अपने स्कूल में जो भी एक्टिविटीज करूंगी, जो भी क्लासरूम एक्टिविटीज होंगी, जो मेरी लेसन प्लानिंग होगी, जो तमाम एक्टिविटीज which are happening in the school will be focused towards 21st century learning. Are you understanding? So maybe in my school I will not do a recycle reuse thing. Maybe I'm just giving you an example. Please don't become judgmental. I'm just telling you मेरा फोकस क्या है कि मैं 21st century learners डेवलप करने हैं. अब 21st century learners में भी मान लीजिए मेरा फोकस है डिजिटल लिटरेसी की तरफ मुड़ना है, तो हो सकता है I will not practice newspaper recycling. I will do maybe hybrid learning in my school. So it depends upon the vision of your school, depends upon your thought process, depends upon the fact कि आप 10 साल बाद अपने स्कूल को कहाँ देखना चाहते हो, कैसे देखना चाहते हो. उस 10 साल आगे जाकर आपको आज की प्लानिंग करनी है. And this is not an individual effort only, this is a group, it's a team effort as well. As a school you should decide कि आपके स्कूल का लर्निंग कल्चर क्या होना चाहिए. जैसे बहुत सारे स्कूल्स हम लोग विजिट करते हैं, आपने भी विजिट किया होगा बहुत सारा स्कूल फ्रेंड्स. तो आप देखते होंगे कि once you enter the gate of the school, जैसे ही आप स्कूल गेट की तरफ बढ़ते हैं, you get some vibes. You get some vibes. Maybe in words I cannot explain you that vibe. आपको एक vibes आते हैं, यार ये तो लगता है बड़ा हाई फाई स्कूल है. फिर एक वाइब आता है, ये स्कूल तो एकदम मतलब रूट से जुड़ा हुआ मुझे लग रहा है, यानी बच्चे तो एकदम टिपिकल भारतीय संस्कृति को फॉलो करने वाले बच्चे हैं. फिर एक स्कूल में आप जाते हैं, यार ये बच्चे तो they are just made for going to US immediately. किसी स्कूल में आप जाते हैं तो कहते हैं ये स्कूल तो कंप्लीट इको फ्रेंडली स्कूल है, लगता है यहाँ एवरीथिंग इज बेस्ड टुवर्ड्स सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स. ये वाइब्स आते हैं. आप किसी भी नए स्कूल के दरवाजे पर गेट पे खड़े हो जाएंगे, आपको वाइब्स आएगा. पॉजिटिव भी हो सकता है, नेगेटिव भी हो सकता है, आपको पसंद भी आ सकता है, आपको नहीं भी पसंद आ सकता है. ठीक है, जैसे मैंने आपको बोला हमारे स्कूल में हैंडशेकिंग का सिस्टम बहुत लोगों को पसंद है, बहुत को नहीं पसंद है. बट देन वी हैव अ thought process in our mind and we are heading towards it. So you have to understand, आपके स्कूल के गेट पे जब आप खड़े होगे आपको कैसे वाले वाइब्स चाहिए, ये पहले आपको सोचना होगा. किसी के घर के बगल से जब हम गुजरते हैं तो वहां से चंदन की खुशबू आती है, फूल की खुशबू आती है, अगरबत्ती की खुशबू आती है. लेकिन किसी अगले के घर के बगल से आप गुजरो तो हो सकता है वहां से आपको चिकन की खुशबू आती है, मेरे घर से गुजरेंगे तो आपको मछली की खुशबू आएगी. तो वी अंडरस्टैंड कि अरे यार यहाँ तो कोई नॉनवेज का शौकीन आदमी है, अरे यहाँ तो कोई ऐसा आदमी है जो पुजारी है, जो पूजा करने में बहुत विश्वास करता है, उसके घर में पूजा होती है. So you don't have to go to the classroom only, or you don't have to read about the school on the website only to understand the learning culture. It begins from the gate of the school. And I don't know where it ends. Even I don't have an answer for that. So I hope you have understood what is the meaning of learning culture of the school. You understand what it is? Have you understood? It's clear? Then we proceed further. So I'm waiting in the chat box for your answers. That have you understood what is learning culture or not? You can use the chat box. Very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That, motivates me. Okay. Now, is a school's learning culture equal to the implementation of tasks and activities in the school? I think I have answered this question already. Like I just now told you that if I am heading towards 21st century skills, and that too I have decided which 21st century skills, so I may not do an activity which is suggested by somebody. I may say नहीं ये एक्टिविटी मेरे स्कूल के विजन के साथ जल नहीं करता, ये एक्टिविटी मेरे स्कूल के लर्निंग कल्चर के साथ जल नहीं करता. I will not go for this activity. Instead, I will maybe go for some other activity which gels with the learning culture and the vision of my school. Are you understanding this? This I've already explained you before. So you have to understand. Yes, I'll give you one example. I want to share this beautiful example, You will understand, my next slide is actually heading towards that. You will understand what is the meaning of learning culture. जैसे मैं आपको बताती हूँ, in the new session, we are all preparing for the new session. Somewhere at the back of our mind है, अगले साल ये करना है, जो ये इस साल नहीं हो सका, उस साल होगा, ये वो extra. So what is happening? We are all moving towards the new session. तो हमारे यहाँ मैंने 3-4 years से I've observed this. So I want to share this example with you. When the session begins, on the first day, we have some new students in the school. Now, when I see the new students, even if the school has 2,000 students, it's very easy to find out the new ones. Am I right or wrong? The way they dress up, the way their hair is, the way they look at each other, the way they talk, or the way they keep quiet, their bags, their body language, everything redefines them. कि भाई ये तो नए बच्चे हैं, ये हमारे हिसाब से ग्रूम नहीं है. Thank you, निमिषा जी. Now, असेंबली हुई. अब नए बच्चे को तो कोई डांटता नहीं कि आपने ऐसे यूनिफॉर्म क्यों पहने, आपने बाल में क्यों नहीं लगाया, आपने वो कोई नहीं डांटता, because everybody understands. Children take a few days to adjust. Assembly is over, they go back to their class, they spend the entire day. Next day, when they come to the school, do you see some change in them? Do you observe some changes? Yes, friends? Do you observe some changes? होती है ना. कुछ लोगों के बाल खुले रहते हैं, सेकंड डे वो 2 चोटी में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है. कुछ लोग के स्कर्ट का लेंथ चेंज हो जाता है, या तो लंबा हो जाता है या तो बड़ा हो जाता है. कुछ लोग, they trim their nails and they remove their nail polish. Some of them start polishing their shoes. Some of them, their body language, there's a little change. Maybe you will not be able to observe that. Some of them will change their bags. Some of them will change the color of the rubber band of their hair. How this has happened? Overnight, how this has happened? Now let us try to understand this. Have the teacher told them personally? Maybe. May not be. In fact, most of the cases it is may not be, because new students, on the very first day, we don't start grilling them. We also give time to the new students, new teachers, to understand the learning culture of the school, to understand the culture of the school. The same thing happens with the teachers. The first day, the way they dress up and the way they come to school, and the next day, there's a lot of difference. In the next month, there is more difference. So why is it so? This is because you don't have to speak about the learning culture. It is in the air. And children are also very smart. They pick it up from the air. The teachers pick it up. थोड़ा उससे सुना, थोड़ा उससे सुना, थोड़ा खुद ऑब्जर्व किया, थोड़ा खुद महसूस किया, थोड़ा खुद एक्सपीरियंस किया, थोड़ा खुद देखा. And the teachers also understand, the children also understand, or within 15 to 20 days, you cannot make out who is the old student and who is the new student. Am I right, friends? So, this is known as learning culture of the school. So, friends, please understand one thing. Try to upgrade your learning culture. ऐसा नहीं हो कि कोई बच्चा किसी दूसरे स्कूल से आया हो, फर्राटेदार इंग्लिश बोलता था, फर्राटेदार हिंदी बोलता था, और आपके स्कूल में आने के बाद उसकी इंग्लिश खत्म हो गई, वो भोजपुरी बोलना शुरू कर दिया. प्लीज टेक केयर. ऐसी डिग्रेडेशन नहीं हो. भोजपुरी बोलना डिग्रेडेशन नहीं है, लेकिन आई एम श्योर सीबीएसई स्कूल में भोजपुरी में बात करना डिग्रेडेशन है, बिकॉज वी ऑल आर इंग्लिश मीडियम और हिंदी मीडियम और बांग्ला मीडियम और उड़िया मीडियम स्कूल्स, मे बी, बट when we have written there we are what medium, that medium should be followed. So I guess you have understood what I actually mean to say by the learning culture. Actually learning culture की पल्स को समझना ही बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. अगर आप ये समझेंगे नहीं लर्निंग कल्चर क्या है, अगर आप सोचेंगे कुछ रूल्स है, कुछ कुछ SOPs हैं, तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. लर्निंग कल्चर इज इन द एयर. लाइक दिवाली इज इन द एयर. आप रोड पे जाएंगे तो आप देखेंगे कोई लाइट बेच रहा है, कोई दिया बेच रहा है, कोई डेकोरेटिव सामान बेच रहा है, कोई लक्ष्मी गणेश बेच रहा है. तो अगर आपको नहीं भी याद है कि दिवाली है, आप जैसे रोड पे जाएंगे आपको तुरंत याद आ जाएगा, अरे लगता है दिवाली इज कमिंग, isn't it? So similarly, the learning culture is in the air of your school. You have to keep it fresh. You have to keep it healthy. You have to keep it upgrading every day. And people pick it up from here and there. Next. I've already shared many examples of learning culture with you. Now let's try to understand the definition of learning culture. What is the meaning of definition of learning culture? Learning culture is a culture for learning is about the implicit ways in which the notions, beliefs, understanding about the purpose of teaching learning process. So learning culture का मतलब क्या है? Implicit ways. Implicit का मतलब क्या होता है? Everything is not said. Like I gave you the example of the assembly, we don't say, still children understand. But sometimes it is unsaid also, and sometimes it is said. Sometimes it is seen, sometimes it is unseen. Sometimes it is heard and sometimes it is unheard. So इसको हम लोग कहते हैं implicit ways in which notions, beliefs, understanding and purpose of teaching learning is shaped in everyday life. How and by whom? By the stakeholders. Stakeholders means by teachers, by students, by parents, by principal, by management, by community. They are all stakeholders of your school. वो सब सिखाते हैं. जैसे मान लीजिए किसी को एडमिशन लेना हो इंदिरापुरम में, वो बगल वाली दुकान में जाकर पूछेगा इंदिरापुरम में सोच रहे एडमिशन ले, तो वो कहेगा इंदिरापुरम अरे बहुत अच्छा स्कूल है, वहां के बच्चे बहुत अच्छी इंग्लिश बोलते हैं. वो भी आपका स्टेक होल्डर है. वो भी बता रहा है आपके स्कूल के लर्निंग कल्चर के बारे में कि वहां के बच्चे बहुत इंग्लिश बोलते हैं. तो फिर पेरेंट्स सोचता अच्छा चलो मेरी बच्ची भी जाएगी तो वो भी इंग्लिश बोलना सीख जाएगी. तो ये कल्चर फ्लो करता है. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज सेड and it is unsaid. Why unsaid? Suppose the same child comes to the school and that child finds everybody is speaking in English. There's nobody who's speaking in Hindi. So, the child will automatically try to speak in English. So that is unsaid. So this is known as implicit ways of passing on the notion, the belief, the understanding of your school to different stakeholders and through different stakeholders as well. Now let's go to the next slide. It says that, your implicit ways could be like this. Said, unsaid, beliefs and expectation. You have some expectation that every child of your school will get 85% minimum in the subject. Minimum. This is your set expectation. You go and announce it in the class. Anybody who gets less than 85% will give a retest and not allow you to sit in the class. Unsaid, when everybody is getting 85%, then if a new person comes in, वो खुद ही सोचेगा इस क्लास का तो मिनिमम एवरेज 85 है, इसका मतलब 85 से नीचे तो मैं नहीं जा सकता या नहीं जा सकती. This is unsaid expectation. Unsaid expectation that when you're walking on the corridor, you have to be quiet. You have to move in a line. This is unsaid. हम थोड़ी हमेशा कॉरिडोर में अनाउंस करते हैं, children who are in the corridor, please form a line and walk. We don't announce like this. It is unsaid expectation that if you are in the corridor, you have to move in a line. You cannot run. If you're standing for the assembly, you should stand height-wise with 1 arm's distance. ये unsaid expectations है. कोई नहीं सिखाता बच्चे को. हाँ, हम reminders देते होंगे, लेकिन हम सिखाते नहीं है. We expect कि वो बच्चा ये जानता है, वो सीख कर आया. Until and unless it is your kindergarten. Then, what is your said belief and unsaid belief? Said belief means जो आपके स्कूल के established rules and regulations हैं. और unsaid, जिसको establish करने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो हवा में है, वो दिखता है. It's unsaid that, मान लीजिए, I'm the principal, I'm sitting in this class, in my room. I'm not going to class 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 all the time, but I believe that my teachers are reaching there on time. My students are sitting properly and studying. The smart board is working. This is an unsaid belief. क्यों? क्योंकि मैं बोलते नहीं हूँ, फिर भी अगर मैं कभी राउंड पर जाती हूँ, मैंने देखा कि टीचर 10 मिनट लेट है, तो उसको ऑब्जर्वेशन मिलता है. तो अभी वो टीचर ये कह सकते हैं ना, मैम आपने तो कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट पे कहीं नहीं लिखा था कि आपको क्लास में समय पे जाना है, लेकिन ये अंडरस्टूड है, ये अनसेड बिलीफ है that you have to be in the class on time. Are you understanding? So please remember, there are certain things in the school which are said and certain things which are unsaid. Most of the time, the unsaid things create a learning culture all the more than the said things. So, if your unsaid expectations and your said beliefs will decide your observable behaviors, and said expectation and unsaid beliefs will decide your embedded attitudes. What is embedded attitude? Embedded attitude मतलब बच्चा आएगा स्कूल में तो वो 2 चोटी ही बना कर आएगा, वो behavior नहीं, attitude है. बच्चा आएगा तो that child will speak in English. When the child is in the corridor, the child will move on the left side. You have to, this is what is a learning culture. So everything is not said, everything is not dictated, everything is not written. There are certain things which are unsaid, and that also decides the learning culture of the school. So these are known as implicit ways. Now, why is learning culture so important? Why is it so important? Because you see this view, I love this picture, this image. You see how one child gets connected to the other child through the culture, through the learning which is happening in the school. We are all 40 intellectuals in the classroom, but that all 40 intellectuals are connected to each other through some learning process, through a thought process. So if there's a proper learning culture, then even one child is genius, that genius can make maybe 5 others very good. If one child in the class is very notorious, not doing anything, that one child can disturb the learning cycle of 40 other children. Please remember this. Therefore, developing a proper learning culture in your school is so very important, because all the 40 intellectual minds which are sitting in the classroom are connected to each other through your learning culture. So it establishes beliefs, norms, values, and expectations. Beliefs means कि इस स्कूल में ऐसे ही होता है. This is a belief. Norms means the rules, code of conduct. Value system, इस स्कूल में चोरी नहीं होती, सारे क्लासरूम्स ऐसे ही रहते हैं, खुले रहते हैं, जब बच्चे नहीं रहते हैं तब भी. किताबें ओपन शेल्फ में रहती हैं, स्कूल में बच्चे एक दूसरे की कॉपी किताब नहीं चोरी करते. These are the value systems. Expectations, all students of this school will score 90% in the first board exam. It's an expectations. So learning culture sets these beliefs, these expectations, these norms, and the values. It helps teachers and students to collaborate, engage meaningfully, innovate, and learn. So when the learning culture is in place, the learning culture is set very well, then people can team up, they can work in group, they can do good for each other. और अगर आपके स्कूल में कोई लर्निंग कल्चर ही नहीं है, आप स्कूल के अंदर गए, कॉरिडोर पे 2 बच्चे हाथापाई कर रहे हैं, इसने इसको पटका दिया, इसने उसको गाली दे दी, इसने उसकी गंदी फाउल लैंग्वेज यूज कर दी, क्लासरूम में टीचर लेट से पहुंचते हैं, पीछे वाला बच्चा लंच करता है, उसके पीछे वाला बच्चा में भी डांस कर रहा है क्लासरूम में, कोई मैथ्स पीरियड में इंग्लिश बना रहा है, इंग्लिश पीरियड में संस्कृत बना रहा है, आपके स्कूल में कोई लर्निंग कल्चर नहीं है, तो कोई कोलैबोरेटिव लर्निंग होगी ही नहीं, लोग एक दूसरे के साथ मिलकर काम करेंगे ही नहीं, they're all busy in their own world. So that will not happen if your learning culture is not set at the right place. Okay. So how will you set a learning culture? Now very important. अभी मैम ने तो इतना समझा दिया, लर्निंग कल्चर ये है, लर्निंग कल्चर वो है, लेकिन आप लर्निंग कल्चर को सेट कैसे करोगे, कैसे आप लर्निंग कल्चर अपने स्कूल में डेवलप करोगे? हो सकता है आप में से बहुत लोग who are sitting there who might feel that there is some change required. What ma'am is saying is correct. Some changes are required. Some things are very good, certain things are not very good. So you want to make some changes. You want to develop a better learning culture in the schools. How will you do that? So the actionables are, you can take a click of this. These are the basic points you should take care of while you want to build up a learning culture for your school. Number one is create a social glue by building trust. We'll discuss these points in details. Next is develop policies and systems in support of the learning culture. Next is keep the students at the heart of the learning culture. ये धड़कन कौन है? धड़कन बच्चे होते हैं. So please remember, आपके लिए स्कूल नहीं है, आप स्कूल के लिए हैं. But most of the time, it is found, especially in the recent times, most of the time it is found कि हम बच्चों से ऊपर हो जाते हैं. हम कब घर जाएंगे, हमारी ड्यूटी आवर्स क्या है, हमारी सैलरी कितना है, हम क्या पहनेंगे, हम कैसे कम्यूट करेंगे, हम इज बिकमिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बट यू मस्ट रिमेंबर इट्स एब्सोल्युटली द अदर वे अराउंड. You are not important. I am not important in the school. Who is important? The child is important. Next, encourage teachers to deepen learning, which is again very very important, क्योंकि आजकल के बच्चे भी गूगल से ही सीखते हैं, टीचर्स भी गूगल से ही सीखते हैं. But you have to understand that that is not enough. You have to deepen your learning if you actually want to be loved by your students. And of course, please don't separate parents, make parents active partners in learning. This is very very important. So let us go to the first actionable, building a social glue, which talks about building trust and building respect. Building trust and respect का simple सा मतलब ये होता है, आपके स्कूल के बारे में कोई बात नहीं करे. Very good. You're very lucky. I would say this. Very lucky than you are. Thank you, teachers, for your wonderful responses in the chat box. So please understand this, that आपके स्कूल के बारे में कोई नहीं बात करे. Very good. मेरे बारे में मत बात करो. I'm very happy. I'm very happy when people don't talk about me. But I'm very sad when somebody talks negative about me. It's better that you don't talk about that person. That's very good. But if you open your mouth, please say something good about that person, good about that institution. That is important. ये ट्रस्ट का मतलब है. जैसे मान लीजिए कि आपके स्कूल की बसेस चलती हैं, एक दिन वो बस पहुंची किसी बस स्टॉप पे, पेरेंट नहीं है, तो ड्राइवर कंडक्टर ने पूरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ली, बच्चे को पहुंचाया या बच्चे को स्कूल पे छोड़ा या स्कूल एडमिन से बात किया, बच्चे के पेरेंट्स से बात किया, वॉट एवर इट इज, एंड द चाइल्ड वॉज इन सेफ कस्टडी till the parents reached, or maybe the child was dropped where the parents were. Maybe there's an emergency, the parent has gone to the hospital, cannot come to the bus stop. So the driver has helped. उसने उस हॉस्पिटल में बच्चे को लास्ट में ड्रॉप कर दिया ताकि बाकी बच्चे भी डिस्टर्ब नहीं हो, वो बच्चा भी अकेला नहीं. Then that parent वो आपके स्कूल के बारे में जरूर कहेगा, very trustworthy school. This happened once upon a time and this is how they helped me. आपके रिसेप्शन पे एक पेरेंट आता है, आपके प्रिंसिपल से मिलने एक पेरेंट जाता है, एंड देन व्हाट हैपेंस, दैट पेरेंट इज इन फायरी मूड, पूरी दीपावली आपकी खराब करने को आ गया, वो पूरा लड़ाई करने के लिए. लेकिन जब वो वापस जाता है आपके स्कूल से, ही हैज अ स्माइल और शी हैज अ स्माइल ऑन द फेस. दैट इज हाउ रिस्पेक्ट इज बिल्ड अप. Respect is not built up, trust is not built up by doing big things. Respect, trust, love is built up by doing small things. Small things. But that, remains in the heart of people for very long. Please remember this. So don't try to do something big. You can even do small things and develop trust and respect for yourself and for your school. हाँ, big things कर रहे हो तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. I would not say you don't do, but I'm just saying you don't need to do. Even small things are good enough. Okay. So how will you develop the social glue? Social glue मतलब आपको समझ में आ रहा है ना? Social glue मतलब ये नहीं only parents. Social glue मतलब अगर कोने पे एक पान का दुकान है, किराना का दुकान है, तो वो भी कहेगा हाँ भैया जी स्कूल बहुत अच्छा है, आप भर्ती करा दो अपने बच्चे को. आपको समझ में आ रहा है ना सोशल ग्लू का क्या मतलब है? So how will you develop a social glue? Social glue can be built up by engaging. Engage whoever is related to your school, उसको engaged रखिए and बहुत fair and transparent way में. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने एक पैम्पलेट छापा अपने स्कूल के लिए और आपने रेट कोड तय कर लिया. उसके बाद जब पैम्पलेट छप गया देन से अच्छा ये तो उतना अच्छा नहीं है, ये तो उतने अच्छा पेपर वाला नहीं था, वो तो मोटा था, ये तो पतला था, मैं इतना दूंगा, और वो भी आप देते हैं 3 महीने बाद, तो आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं जिसने आपकी पैम्पलेट छापी वो आपकी तारीफ करेगा? So you have started spoiling your name. Please understand. These small things also play a very important role. Otherwise, what would he have said? No, they are very genuine people. मुझे हमेशा पैसे time पे मिल जाते हैं. So you have to understand this. Next, understand. Please don't try to be understood. Please try to understand us. As I always say, I know maybe many people don't like it, but I say, please don't tell me what I can do for you. Please tell me what you can do for the school. When I say I mean as the principal of the school. Don't tell me what the school can do for you. You also need to tell me what you can do for the school. So every time आप सुनिए पेरेंट हल्ला करके चलाए हो, बच्चा समझता ही नहीं है, डायरेक्टर समझते नहीं है, प्रिंसिपल नहीं समझती है. नो, आप हमेशा ये कोशिश मत करें कि लोग आपको समझे. यू प्लीज ट्राई कि आप भी लोगों को समझे. फिर वो पेरेंट जैसे मैंने कहा ना गुस्से में आया तो हमेशा स्माइल करके ही जाएंगे. एनकरेज पॉजिटिविटी एंड एम्पैथी. एवरीबडी इन द स्कूल. जैसे मैं वायलेंस पे भी एक सेशन लिया था मैंने कुछ दिन पहले, तो मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ टीम वर्क इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन स्कूल. आप एज ए टीचर बहुत अच्छे हैं, बहुत एम्पैथेटिक हैं, और आपके बगल वाला टीचर क्लास का वो नॉन एम्पैथेटिक है कंप्लीटली, तो ओवरऑल इंप्रेशन ऑफ द स्कूल विल नेवर बी गुड. लर्निंग कल्चर विल नेवर बी डेवलप. एवरीबडी हैज टू बी एम्पैथेटिक. एवरीबडी हैज टू बी गुड. नेक्स्ट, create opportunities for your staffs and students well-being. Yeah. प्लीज डोंट बी सेल्फिश कि मुझे तो सिर्फ इनसे काम लेना है, मुझे तो अपने स्कूल को बहुत ऊंचा पहुंचाना है, मुझे तो बहुत सारे एडमिशंस करने हैं, मेरे तो क्लास परफेक्ट होने चाहिए, बच्चों को 90% नंबर आना चाहिए. आपको भी 90% नंबर आने चाहिए बाय इनकरेजिंग देम, बाय हेल्पिंग देम, बाय रीचिंग आउट टू देम व्हेन दे नीड. सेलिब्रेट सक्सेस स्टोरीज. मीन्स आप अपने स्कूल की तो सक्सेस स्टोरी सेलिब्रेट करते होंगे फेसबुक पर, इंस्टाग्राम पे, इस पे उस पे, लेकिन आपने कभी ये सोचा है can you celebrate the success stories of your parents, of your principal, of your management? Why not? They are your family, they are your extended family. किसी के फादर को मान लीजिए कि बड़ा सा अवार्ड मिला, let's celebrate that also in the class, in the Facebook, in Instagram, in the assembly. Provide psychologically safe environment. That's very important. Everything is handled from here. आज मेरे हस्बैंड के साथ लड़ाई हो गई, हिमांशु सर ने सेशन दे दिया, लेना ही पड़ेगा मुझे, मैं तो ना नहीं बोल सकती. हिमांशु सर को इतनी उनको मानती हूँ, लेकिन आज जबरदस्त लड़ाई हुई हस्बैंड के साथ. अभी कितनी भी कोशिश करूँ एक अच्छा सेशन लेने का, नहीं हो पाएगा दोस्त, नहीं हो पाएगा. समथिंग विल हैपन ऑन that tension, that stress will be there on my face, और आप कहोगे मैम आज मजा नहीं आया. You understand what I mean to say? So please remember, a school which provides safety, security, happiness, mental stress is not there. That is a place where children want to learn. Next, listen and support actively to the ideas on school improvement. Please be a part of it. आपका काम सिर्फ क्लास लेकर घर चले जाना नहीं है. You are a part of the school. How we can improve? And of course, the management also plays a very big role here. How transparent you are with your systems, with your policies, how you discuss with your people, how you involve them in day-to-day activities. Like for example, I'll give you one recent example which came to my mind. पहले मैं क्या करती थी ना, मैं एक कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट बनाती थी और फिर मैं उसको अपॉइंटमेंट के समय टीचर्स को देती थी, भैया देखो आपको ये फॉलो करना है. तो मैंने देखा अपॉइंटमेंट के समय तो बहुत सारे टीचर्स साइन कर लेते हैं, लेकिन फॉलो कभी कभी नहीं भी करते हैं. तो पहले जब मैं थोड़ी ज्यादा उतनी एक्सपीरियंस नहीं थी, तो मैं क्या करती थी, मैं फिर कट, कॉपी पेस्ट, नोटिस, मेमोज ये सब देती थी. Then one fine day I decided, yeah, who am I to decide a code of conduct for my teachers? I'm not such a great person. I'm not the only learned person on this world. They are also learned people. So, this year what I did, I made my teachers sit and write the code of conduct. I told all of you write one code of conduct. And then I just put everything together and again I shared in the group. I said, अब देख लो भैया, इसमें से कुछ कट कॉपी पेस्ट करना कर दो. और फिर ठीक है, अगर मुझे ऐसा लगा तो समथिंग इज मिसिंग, तो मैंने एक दो पॉइंट्स अपने भी जोड़ दी. तो टीचर्स वे सो हैप्पी, दे सेड मैम ने हमारे 20 पॉइंट लिए, तो चलो ना मैम के भी 2 पॉइंट ले लेते हैं. And they happily accepted. Now I have no problem. And if somebody causes a problem, what I say, I have not framed. Please, they have framed. So you please follow. Are you understanding? So this is how you can build up rapport with your teachers, with the community, and keep everybody happy. Next, be a role model for teachers and students. मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ, प्लीज टैटूज, टीचर्स को टैटू नहीं बनाना है. तो अगर मैं पूरे बॉडी में टैटूज बना लूं, तो फिर मैं टीचर्स को कैसे मना करूंगी टैटू बनाने से? ये मेरी पर्सनल थॉट प्रोसेस है. इसके पीछे भी एक रीजन है. देयर आर मेनी कंट्रीज अब्रॉड who don't allow teachers to have tattoos on those parts of the body which are visible. Actually, that is the reason I tell teachers, you never know, maybe tomorrow, after 10 years, after 15 years, you get an opportunity somewhere. So why spoil that for a small tattoo? Okay. And I believe in one thing, that God has made each one of us beautiful. So no need of any artificial pain for beauty. Okay. Next, demonstrate that a principal is a lifelong learner. This is for the principals, if anyone is sitting out there, and it's for me as well, that if I don't learn, I cannot expect children to learn. I cannot expect my students to learn. I cannot expect my teachers to learn. So the principal also has to learn. So participate in activities, participate in the learning process. This is how you develop a learning, community outreach. This is how you develop a social glue. Now, let us move to the next topic. पॉलिसीज. ऑफ कोर्स द स्कूल पॉलिसीज, मैंने इतनी सारी बातें बताई आपको, टीचर को ऐसे करना चाहिए, वैसे करना चाहिए, ऐसे होना चाहिए, वैसे होना चाहिए. लेकिन टीचर के सपोर्ट में स्कूल की पॉलिसीज भी होनी चाहिए, स्टूडेंट के सपोर्ट में स्कूल की पॉलिसीज भी होनी चाहिए. सपोज अ टीचर इज फाउंड, सपोज आई एम नॉट अ टीचर, आई एम सॉरी, सपोज अ स्टूडेंट इज फाउंड चीटिंग by mistake, I have increased the, it's okay now. Suppose a student is found cheating. Now, because the student is found cheating, आप उसको 0 दे दीजिए, आप उसको रस्टिकेट कर दीजिए, आप उसको TC दे दीजिए. Is it good? वो बच्चा बाहर जाकर क्या कहेगा? बाहर जाकर के उसकी लाइफ का क्या होगा? So your policies, your systems भी ऐसे होने चाहिए कि उसमें minimum classroom disruptions हो, minimum disturbances हो, minimum health and mental health hazards हो. वो मेरे लिए भी अच्छा होना चाहिए, आपके लिए भी अच्छा होना चाहिए. And of course, please take decisions depending upon the data. आज मैं बहुत अच्छे मूड में हूं, मैंने 4 बढ़िया बढ़िया पॉलिसीज साइन कर दी. टीचर को 8 नहीं 15 CL होनी चाहिए, टीचर को 10 नहीं 20 मेडिकल होना चाहिए. और कल मेरा मूड खराब हुआ, मैंने सब कट दिया. दैट इज नॉट डन. सो व्हेनेवर यू टेक अ डिसीजन, प्लीज लुक एट द डेटा. जैसे मुझे मान लीजिए किसी बच्चे को पनिश करना है, किसी बच्चे को घर वापस भेजना है क्योंकि वो लेट आया है, तो ये मेरा रोल है ये चेक करना कि बच्चा महीने में कितने दिन लेट आया है. फॉर दैट आई शुड हैव अ डेटा. अगर मुझे बच्चे को आज घर वापस भेजना बिकॉज द यूनिफॉर्म ऑफ द चाइल्ड इज नॉट प्रॉपर, देन आई नीड टू चेक दैट हाउ मेनी डेज इन दिस मंथ द चाइल्ड हैज कम आउट ऑफ द लाइन बिकॉज ऑफ इम्प्रॉपर यूनिफॉर्म. सो यू नीड डेटा. योर डिसीजंस शुड बी डेटा ड्रिवन, नॉट इमोशंस ड्रिवन. ओके. नेक्स्ट, keep students at the heart of the learning culture. This I've told you before also. हमारा दिल अगर धड़कना बंद कर दे तो ब्रेन कितना भी इंटेलिजेंट हो और काम करे, कोई फायदा नहीं. But on the contrary, if the brain is dead and the heart is working, still the doctors say that the person is surviving. कहते हैं ना doctors. हाँ, maybe you will have your own reasons, हम कितना कुछ कर पाएंगे, I don't know, but still you are alive. But you become dead the moment your heart is dead. Please remember this. ये बहुत important चीज है. So keep your heart alive. And who is the heart of the school? We all know it. During the pandemic, we all have faced it. The heart is the child, the student. कितने भी लर्नर टीचर्स हुए, प्रिंसिपल्स हुए, मैनेजमेंट हुई, कितनी भी अमीर क्यों ना हुए, they all came to a shutdown point because the heart was missing. So the heart should not miss. That heart should be in the school. और वो heart तभी रहेगा स्कूल में जब आप उसको प्यार से रखोगे, जब आप उसकी रिस्पेक्ट करोगे, जब आप उसको ट्रस्ट करोगे, जब आप उसको वायलेंस से दूर रखोगे, तभी आपका हार्ट जो है वो बढ़िया से पंप करेगा, बीट करेगा. Okay, so please remember that you have to set a high expectation level from your students. You have to provide them challenging opportunities and platforms. Challenge starts right from the assembly when the child comes up on the stage and speaks. There are some of them who are stammering, there are some of them who have never spoken, there are some of them who will fumble with the paper and the mic, but you give them a chance, give them an opportunity, and they learn in life. Encourage them to take responsibilities by making them monitors, by giving them some work to do. Encourage students to use assessment as feedback. Actually, it is. Assessment is a feedback. It is not for ruining your self-esteem, which many of us are still doing. I'm very sorry to say this. Actually, I tell my teachers that when a student gets poor marks, it is the teacher's failure. It is not the child's failure. क्यों मैं ऐसा कहती हूँ? मैं ये नहीं कहती टीचर को क्या पढ़ाते नहीं हो, आपके बच्चे ने नंबर खराब आया. मैं ये सब कहती हूँ कि आप खुद सोचो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यूर अ मदर and you have a child who is 3 or 4 years old at home. Now the child refuses to have rice, the child refuses to have dal, the child refuses to have vegetables, the child refuses to eat fruits, etc. As a mother or as a father, can you tell the child, खाना नहीं खाना तो मत खाओ, जाओ जब भूख लगेगी तो खाना? Can we say this? We are trying new recipes every day. See, I'll tell you my case, what I did. My son was something like this, What I did is, when he was sleeping, when he used to sleep, I used to use my mixer and I used to mix all my dal and my rice and my vegetables, which I used to cook, grind, make a paste of it. और मैंने एक बॉटल ली थी, वो बचपन की जो उसकी बॉटल थी, उसके निप्पल को मैंने थोड़ा मोटा काट दिया ताकि आराम से निकल जाए, और उसको पेस्ट, लिक्विड पेस्ट बनाकर, when he used to sleep, I used to feed him. But I did not leave him, no. मैंने ये तो नहीं कहा ना, नहीं खाते हो तो जाओ तुम्हारी ग्रोथ हो चाहे नहीं, मुझे उससे कोई मतलब नहीं है. This is what is known as blended learning. ये blended learning term का मतलब ही ये है. अगर आपका बच्चा सुन के नहीं सीख रहा है तो आपको दिखा के सिखाओ, दिखा के नहीं सीख रहा है तो एक्टिविटी करा के सिखाओ, एक्टिविटी करा के नहीं सिखा रहा तो किसी और फॉर्म में सिखाओ, लेकिन सिखाना आपको है. तो अगर आपका बच्चा नहीं सीख रहा तो फेलियर, आपने मिक्सी नहीं चलाई बढ़िया से. You have to do that. Okay. And of course, as the stress goes now, develop some vocational skills so that the child can be smart enough in future. And skills, when I say skills, of course, I mean the 21st century skills, which are there on the screen. And there are many more, but at least these are the ones which are prescribed by CBSE. So these skills should be developed in some form or the other. Next, friends. Now, what else? How else you can teach children? These are some methods. This is a complete, session, which maybe we'll take ahead. So how will the children read? Maybe through chat shows, some read through interviews, newspaper article, letter to the editor, mic map, singing. However, ये तो मैंने सिर्फ 4 दिए हैं, आप 1,00,000 दे सकते हो methods. किसी भी मेथड से मेरा बच्चा पढ़े, लेकिन मुझे पढ़ाना है, मुझे रिजल्ट देना है, मुझे उसे पास कराना है, मुझे उसके अंदर कोई ना कोई ऐसा स्किल इंस्टिगेट करना है जिसको वो लाइफ में आगे ले जा सके, यूज कर सके, और वो भी प्रोडक्टिव हो सोसाइटी के लिए. अदरवाइज अनप्रोडक्टिव लोग आप अगर फेंकेंगे सोसाइटी के बाहर आफ्टर 15 years of studying in the school, then what will happen? Okay. Next our actionable is, just a minute. Next actionable is encourage teachers to deepen their learning. How can you do that? सबसे पहले लाइब्रेरी कंपलसरी करिए टीचर्स के लिए. एटलीस्ट वीक में एक पीरियड दे शुड स्पेंड इन द लाइब्रेरी. यू शुड स्पेंड इन द लाइब्रेरी. You should try to go for new pedagogies and ideas. And if you are doing something good, please share it in your group. You should share your best practices. Maybe Saturdays when the children are not coming to school, maybe some days when you stay back, you please share your best practices. I learn from you, you learn from me. आज मैंने इतने सारे एग्जाम्पल्स आपके साथ शेयर किए. जरूरी नहीं कि आप सारे एग्जाम्पल्स को यूज करें, इमिटेट करें, लेकिन एक तो होगा जो आपको अच्छा लगेगा, उसको आप इम्प्रोवाइज करके भी यूज कर सकते हैं. बट इट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी शेयर द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस एंड इनोवेशंस एंड लर्न फ्रॉम ईच अदर. Pedagogical practices. I'll tell you, when I sometimes go to schools and ask the teachers, come on, name a few pedagogies. आप विश्वास नहीं करेंगे, वो भी नहीं हो पाता है. The reason is you're not reading. The reason is you are not learning. आपने ये सोच लिया कि मैंने B.Ed में जो पढ़ा, M.Ed में जो पढ़ा, बस वही काफ़ी है, इसके बाद मुझे learn करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. But that is not. Keep on learning. You know, new things are coming up in the industry every now and then. Old things are being discarded. So you have to keep on learning. Next, teachers should also use data for effective instructional planning. How can you use a data? You understand that 40 out of 40, 10 children have got this much. Remaining 20 have got this much. Remaining 10 have got this much. So you have to understand कि अच्छा मेरा क्लास किस लेवल पे है, मेरे क्लास का ओवरऑल परसेंटेज क्या है, मेरे क्लास में कौन से बच्चे हैं जिनको एक्स्ट्रा रेमेडियल रीइंफोर्समेंट्स चाहिए, मेरे क्लास में ऐसा कौन सा बच्चा है जिसको डिफरेंशिएटेड इंस्ट्रक्शंस चाहिए. Differentiated instruction means a very simple example I'm giving you. Suppose you are teaching your child A, B, C, D. आपने देखा कि मेरा एक बच्चा है जो हमेशा बी को डी को बी लिखता है, तो आप उसको एक वर्कशीट दीजिए जिसमें बी डी का प्रैक्टिस हो. सबको देने की जरूरत नहीं है. दिस इज अ वेरी सिंपल एग्जांपल ऑफ डिफरेंशिएटेड इंस्ट्रक्शंस. हर बच्चे की जरूरत क्या है वो हमें पूरा करना होगा. ओके, नेक्स्ट. ओके, as a school, how do parents, now the last but not the least is how to involve parents. Please remember this beautiful picture again that I'm sharing with you. Parental involvement matters. Very, very important. It is very important. So, you know, until and unless you make your parents partners in learning, you cannot get the best out of the child. तो अभी पेरेंट को आप ये बुलाकर नहीं कह सकते ना, सी पेरेंट यू हैव टू आल्सो टीच द चाइल्ड, यू हैव टू बी वेरी एक्टिव. ऐसे नहीं हम कह सकते. तो हम क्या कह सकते हैं? पर सबसे पहले पेरेंट्स को एंगेज करिए, उनको दिवाली, होली, दशहरा, डांडिया एक्सेट्रा में बुलाइए कि वो भी फील करें यार स्कूल तो बड़ा मस्त है, स्कूल तो बड़ी अच्छी अच्छी चीजें करता है, स्कूल में जाने के बाद तो हमें बहुत रिफ्रेश होने का मौका मिलता है. दे विल हैव नाइस पिक्स टू पुट अप इन देयर फेसबुक, देयर इंस्टा, सो यू विल आल्सो गेट अ चांस, यू नो, your school's name will be highlighted. So that is one plus point, which, you know, new schools like I also do. Next, encourage parents to come to the school. You know, so many parents are afraid of coming to your school कि ma'am will talk in English, sir will talk in English, it's a very big school, I don't want to go there, मैं जाकर क्या करूंगा, मैं बुद्धू बन जाऊंगा, अरे मुझे तो कुछ पता ही नहीं है. So encourage parents, don't let them feel small, let them feel big, that you're coming to the school, that's a big deal for us. Next, होल्ड वर्कशॉप्स फॉर पेरेंट्स. आप अपने दिल की बात पेरेंट तक पहुंचाइए, जैसे हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी पहुंचाते हैं, आप भी पहुंचाइए. यू नो, बहुत समय ऐसी होती है, यू नो, आई ऑल्सो फील दिस, आई डू समथिंग, माई कॉन्सेप्ट इज टू डू समथिंग फॉर द बेटरमेंट ऑफ द चाइल्ड. कुछ पेरेंट्स ऐसे होते हैं जो एब्सोल्युटली उसको उल्टा समझते हैं, नेगेटिव समझते हैं. सो जब तक मैं उस पेरेंट को बुलाऊं नहीं, उस पेरेंट से मैं बात नहीं करूं, उनको मैं समझाऊं नहीं हमारा कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है, पेरेंट्स को नहीं समझ में आता. सो यू नो, unnecessarily that parent is annoyed with you, that parent is angry with you, that parent will speak negative about you. So please, before it gets converted to negative, you please make it positive. And of course, partners with parent. Like in my school, you know, what I do is I have a session, coffee with parents. There's a session. Every day, one parent comes to my school who is invited by my front office. It comes to my school, takes a round of the school along with the escort, of course. That's all planned, you know, there's a lot of planning involved in it. Then at the end of the day, the parent comes to me. The parent even goes to his or her child's class. And then at the end of the day, the parent comes to me. We have a cup of coffee together and we exchange if the parent has something to share, if I have something to share. So you know what I thought, that at least if one parent comes in a day, I will be able to meet 200 parents in a year. And when I meet 200 parents, it means 200 into 200. Because every parent has got a connection, every parent has got a link, every parent has got a group, every parent has got a society. So this is how you reach to your parents. और अगर उनके मन में कुछ नेगेटिव है भी, या तो वो उस टीचर के साथ शेयर करेंगे जो स्कॉट कर रहा था, या वो आपके साथ शेयर करेंगे, somehow it will come to us and we will get a chance to improve. पहली बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज आपको समझनी होगी, that every feedback gives you room for improvement. Like every assessment is a feedback. Feedback means room for improvement. अगर आपको पेरेंट कुछ नेगेटिव भी कहते हैं, इट्स वेरी गुड. उनको देखिए, बहुत समय ऐसा होता है ना, I'll tell you one example, I'll give you. हम किसी डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं, ठीक है, और उस डॉक्टर के पास जाके कहते हैं, डॉक्टर साहब मेरे ना पेट में बहुत दर्द है. अब डॉक्टर साहब कहते हैं ओके, फिर डॉक्टर साहब कुछ दवाइयां लिख देते हैं एंड वी गो होम. तो यू नो, वी डोंट फील गुड. we'll tell each other or maybe your friends को आप कहेंगे ये डॉक्टर के पास गए थे सुना ही नहीं कुछ दवाई लिख दिया हो सकता है उस दवाई से आप ठीक भी हो जाए फिर भी आप हैप्पी नहीं हुई लेकिन एक ऐसे डॉक्टर के पास आप जाएंगे जो उसके पास जाने के बाद आप कहते हैं डॉक्टर साहब पेट में बहुत दर्द है फिर आप कहते डॉक्टर साहब मीठा मीठा दर्द है डॉक्टर साहब जानते हैं यहाँ पे दर्द होता डॉक्टर साहब रात में होता दिन में नहीं होता यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग और अगर वो डॉक्टर आपकी सब बात सुन लेगा ना यू फील सो हैप्पी आप घर आकर कहेंगे आप घर आकर फील करेंगे आधी बीमारी तो आपकी दूर Am I right? तो अब क्या होता है दैट मीन्स एवरीबॉडी लव्स टू बी हर्ड हम सब ये चाहते हैं कि हमको कोई सुने मेरी कोई तारीफ करे मुझे कोई सुने तो पेरेंट्स ऑल्सो वांट दैट बहुत समय उनके पास प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं होती हैं बहुत समय कोई जेन्युइन कंप्लेन नहीं होता फिर भी वो कुछ बोलते हैं लेट देम स्पीक नो लेट देम गिव अ चांस उनको प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं मिला आपकी तरह आप टीचर्स हो आप रोज 40 बच्चे के सामने खड़े होकर लेक्चर देते हो आपको प्लेटफॉर्म मिला पेरेंट्स के पास नहीं है उनके लिए प्लेटफॉर्म स्कूल ही है तो लेट देम कम एंड स्पीक please listen to them patiently please absorb it and if you think it is a genuine case then please go ahead and intervene so parental involvement is very very important so after you have done all this you should measure the impact कि भाई मेरे लर्निंग कल्चर पे मैंने इतना काम किया उसका कुछ इम्पैक्ट हुआ कि नहीं और वो इम्पैक्ट आप ही मेजर कर सकते हो क्योंकि मैंने आपको समझाया व्हाट इज लर्निंग कल्चर सो यू कैन मेजर द इम्पैक्ट बट डू ऑल दिस फर्स्ट it will take some time learning culture of the school doesn't change overnight please remember this so when you do all these activities you give time for these activities to percolate down to the foundation of your school you make these activities active in your school then after some time you can measure the changes and come back to again with the actionables it's a cycle continues there's no end to it and you can always develop with this, I would like to end the session. Thank you so much, friends, for interacting. I was continuously, you were interacting to the chat box, and I was so happy to see some beautiful comments coming up. I hope this session has been of little use to you, and the examples will help you. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you, Aryavat Sahodaya. Thank you, Himanshu sir, Radhika ma'am, for your kind support and cooperation. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much once again. I'm thankful to you. Thankful to all the participants also who have learned a lot today. And like always, you have again inspired us a lot. We have learned a lot. This was really a very nice topic. And I hope all our, all our participants would have benefited with it. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Attendance link is has been sent in the chat box.
Yeah, so the attendance link has been shared in the chat box. You may just scroll a little up and you'll be able to see the attendance link. It will be active till 6:30. So if there's some problem in you opening it, as I think more than 500 people were attending this, if there was some problem, you can retry it again after some time, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Okay.
Share it again. Yeah, share.
Sure, sir, sure. Why not? So here's the link once again. Just click on the link to submit the attendance, and then the teachers will be able to take their quiz. Ma'am, the attendance link will be available till 6:30. So if it is not opening now, we are constantly communicating with the server providers. They are also doing their best, but somehow it is creating the problem because too many participants are opening the same URL. However, we'll sort this out very soon. Until the next training, everything will be all right. But for now, you may try it once again in 10-12 minutes, or maybe just keep trying to click on the attendance link and it will work. In the earlier meetings also, we had witnessed a similar problem. I think you must all be aware of this thing, but in the end it works, luckily. Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Just thank you so much, all of you, to be so patient, for being so patient. Anil sir, if you have any query, would you please like to elaborate a little? You have written Madam Certificate link. Actually, the certificate link is an automatic thing. As soon as you pass the examination, it goes to you automatically. And it is a very different link containing alphanumeric keys. So it is not something that is constant. It is different for different individuals. And you only get that once you take the quiz and pass it with at least 4 marks. Sorry, at least 40%. Okay, those who have got the certificate, but the link is not opening, just be assured that the certificate, if you have got the certificate link, it says that it is a certificate link, it will open, definitely open. You may try opening it after 10-12 minutes when the traffic is slightly reduced. But I think up till now, everybody has got that attendance link. I'll share that once again in the group and in the WhatsApp group also, so that it can be communicated with all of you. Okay, then I think it's high time we can close this chat room for now. Already you all have got the attendance link and yeah, I'm once again pasting the attendance link. I'm addressing the query posted by Miss Kumud. Actually, the certificate link it is delivered as soon as the quiz is complete. You might find you might find little problems when you're trying to open it, but the certificate link uh, actually reaches your mailbox just after the quiz is complete. All the links are the same. Uh, the attendance link is, I'm just sharing it once again. Also, I would like to congratulate all the hundreds of people have cleared their certificate for this training also. So it has been really very splendid up till now. You all try to open with the same attendance link and submit your attendance as soon the links are working properly. The receiving and sending of mails are proper. It might take some more time in opening because the number of participants are increasing day by day. Uh, this time the quiz, the attendance, the invitation was sent to more than 1,000 people. So it is increasing day by day, and we are trying to scale up with that. So the links are the same. The delivery of the links are absolutely on time, and but while opening the link, you might encounter some problem that is due to large traffic. But the link is sent just after the quiz is complete. Even if you are not able to, if even if you haven't been able to clear the exam or score 4 out of 10, you'll get a link which says you did not pass the exam. So all these things are on point. Since a good number of you are facing some difficulties in opening the attendance link or opening the certificate, I am extending the expiry of this link, and it will be now active till I have made it active till 8 p.m. Okay. Till 8 p.m. you may open with the same link and take a test. Addressing to the query of posted by gap between two sessions are so long. Why? Okay. So I'm addressing to the query posted by Mr. Saurabh. Actually, as far as I remember, there's no current mechanism which shows how much correct answers you have selected, how much correctly you have answered the questions, because all this is actually not based on any sorry, I would not like to include any technical information in this, but still there's no mechanism currently which says, which can reveal this data that you have done 5 correctly or 6 correctly. It must be something you are perceiving, but currently there's no such mechanism. Apart from that, if you have correctly submitted all the examples, all the questions, sorry, you'll get the mail at the same instant that this is the certificate link. It might be possible that you encounter some issues while opening the link, but the delivery of the link is absolutely instantaneous. Even if you fail the examination, it gives you the message that you were not able to clear the examination. Okay. So the delivery of the email, so the delivery of the links are absolutely instantaneous. Some issues are there. We understand some issues are there because the application is scaling up daily. In the last meeting, we had around some 300s people in some 300. Today we had people in some 900s. Sorry, 500 plus. So it is scaling up. Also, one more important piece of information that I would like to add here is that some people might have opened or enabled their mailing security options on Gmail or Outlook. So you may also check your spam folders. Sometimes the messages or the emails that are automatically generated may land up in the spam folder also. So you might also check the spam folder of your mailbox. Yeah, once again, I would like to see if the link is not opening, just wait for some time. Just check it at 8 p.m. or 7 after 7 p.m. or in some time. I would just like to say that you can check it after some time. If the link is delivered, it will definitely open with the necessary details. If the certificate link is sent to you, that means you have cleared the examination and it will definitely load up. We are also trying to like fix these issues that we are facing due to large traffic. I think very soon, bit by bit, we are progressing to find a permanent solution to this problem. Thank you so much for all of you. Thank you so much, my dear respected teachers. So, to wait for waiting so patiently here. Okay, this is the last time I'm sending the attendance link in case up till now somebody has not been able to figure out where is the attendance link. I'm sending it once again, but uh, attendance link, yes. Yeah, here's the attendance link once again. It is active till 8 p.m. Yes, it is active till 8 p.m. You will be able to submit your attendance anytime in between. From now to 8 p.m., you can submit your attendance and take up the test. Not a problem with that. From the next time, if it is possible, we'll build different channels. We'll build 4 channels for the attendance. So the traffic, uh, the traffic is slightly reduced on a single channel. Uh, Please send the quiz link on my Gmail. Miss Sarita, I would like to inform you that these links are automatically generated and individual specific. So there is no common link that I can share with you, because that link records your answers. It is a different link for everybody. It records your answers. The attendance link is common. I'm just sharing it once again. So this is the attendance link. Okay, now I can see the similar queries are coming again and again. So all the queries have been answered, already answered. You'll be able to submit the attendance till 8 p.m. If it is stopping, there's very little we can do currently for that problem. So you may try to do it after some time, 10-20 minutes, when the traffic is slightly lessened, and it will definitely work. You submitted an answer, but the certificate link is not in my mail. Okay, we'll have to find that problem. No problem. If you have answered the questions and the certificate email has not, there is no person sending all these things. All the things are being sent automatically. The only problem we are facing is due to the servers, that sometimes there is a lag and the loading time is too much. Otherwise, everything is being sent automatically. There is no way possible that you have answered the questions properly. Your school has invited you properly for this training and you are not getting the certificate. So what is the mechanism of this application has already been explained. There's a separate video on YouTube for that also. You might also check it out. But all these things are automated, and there's no way possible that the certificate link is not being sent after 2 to 3 hours pending. Yeah, for the certificates, okay, the certificate for the certificates for the earlier certificates that we had, you'll be able to access all the certificates at least for the last training quickly after this session is over. But one more thing I would like to add here is that currently who all of you are able to see your certificates, correctly load your certificates on your computer screens, can even save the PDF form of the same by just pressing Control and P, and the PDF form will be saved. Anyway, the PDF will be sent by the school separately also, but if you are able to save it currently, it is the same thing, no difference. If you are able to load the certificate on screen, on your computer screen or your mobile device completely without any errors, you just press Control or P plus P. If you're using a laptop or a system, or if you're using a mobile, you can download it. You can download it just by holding that certificate, pressing the mobile screen for some time. This gives a download option. Okay, the queries are similar. So I think this chat box, this session can be concluded on this note. And last time also we did the same thing. The meeting got ended just after the session was over, and we had lot more number of certificates than what we are giving now. So it is somewhere possible that since we are allowing a room to post these queries, people are just posting. So no problem, you just wait for some time, just wait 10-12 minutes. I think there are very little participants, very few participants left now. Just wait for 10-12 minutes, submit the attendance and take up the quiz. On that note, I would like to just close the session, and thank you very much for being a part of it. Sincere thanks from the development team. Thank you.